When it rains, young second-growth forests like this one here manage water in a completely different way than a mature old-growth forest does. The tight, single-layer canopy here and the lack of complexity throughout the understory allows for more through-fall of rain, meaning that the water doesn't get absorbed into the canopies and instead falls to the forest floor, as well as increased stem flow, or water running down the trunks of trees. Now, when this water reaches the forest floor, the lack of understory, down wood, and mosses that would normally soak up and store that water as interception loss causes an increase in overland flow of water, something that rarely, if ever, happens in a mature forest, and this causes increased soil erosion that exposes roots and makes it harder for trees to grow and survive here, as well as for other species to germinate and establish as this forest matures. And all this erosion creates siltation of rivers and streams downstream, which leads to a host of other issues for our aquatic ecosystems, including loss of habitat for juvenile and spawning salmon, altered flow regimes and patterns, and the smothering of estuaries with all that sediment. The lack of plant matter here on the forest floor also allows for water to seep into often hydrophobic soils at a much faster rate, which is going to increase subsurface flow and reduce friction between soil particles, which decreases stability and leads to slope failures and landslides on much steeper slopes and makes it so much more difficult for these forests to rebound from these man-made disturbances. See, the health of these ecosystems impacts all those surrounding it, which is why it's so important that we protect remaining old-growth forests and work to increase the ecological function of our existing second-growth forests by increasing characteristics such as multi-layered canopies, understory vegetation, and diversity of tree species and ages to help create a healthy ecological function that these forests, our waterways, and our communities all need to thrive.